Hello all, my name is Mars, and today I will be playing the demo for Talewarden Riders of the New Day. This is a Weird West adventure visual novel where you bond and travel with 7 companions on a planet where the sun never sets, trying to restore time or find a way home. It has got so many things that make it fit right up my alley. It's got a branching narrative, it's character focused with a big cast, it's queer friendly. Look, they've got pronoun options right in the settings. It's got romance options, it's got point and click elements, and the Weird West is just a really cool setting. I don't think I've ever said this on the channel, but I wanted to be a cowgirl so bad when I was a kid. Thank you so much to Bucket Hat Cat for bringing this demo to my attention. I can tell I'm gonna have fun with it. So I think my settings are all good. Let me just check one more time. She, her, no skip because it's my first time. Alright, let's start a new game. In this version, we take the character through the very first moments of the game. After that, we skip some content to present the campfire mechanic where you can talk to your companions. Understood. Does every existence have a purpose? Does creation have a purpose? Do you have one? We want to create. We want our story to exist. Will you exist for us, Talewarden? Is that us, the Talewarden? You are falling. A moment ago, you were in a different place. Your home, your room. But now something is dragging you down. We are. Then, there is darkness. You wake up gasping for air as something floods your mouth. It's cold and dark, and there's pain. But when the liquid floods your vision, the need to fight it, some instinct smolders in you. It takes ages, or seconds. You're not sure anymore. You jerk not to drown and expect more pain, but when you get up, it is gone. Ooh, where are we? We're in like a caldera or something. You cautiously survey your surroundings. The fear grips you so tightly that you can only dwell on one thought. What is happening? You look at your reflection distorted by ripples. You remember. Your name is Mars. No need to do anything fancy for that. Enter? Yes. We should address you by she, her. What's going on? Where am I? You consider calling for help. Silence reigns here as if this place lay at the bottom of a forgotten chest. Interrupting this tranquility seems unwise. You decide to... Ooh, first choice. Should we scream for help or stay silent? I love this, like, moth bullet point here. That's really cute. I don't know. I feel like screaming for help is the logical choice, but I'm also scared that whatever liquid this is gonna fill my lungs again if I do. But I'm gonna scream for help. Like, we're in an unknown place. We don't know where we are. We want to make sure there are other people nearby. Hello? Can someone help me? Should you call again? Maybe you should climb and look around. You wait for something to happen. You're not even sure what exactly. But this world is deaf to your presence. For now. You push yourself to climb. You're greeted by a hostile desert drenched in weary sunset. It's an alien world. A dispiteous world. Instinct whispers to you that you are not welcome here. And it's right. Ooh, point and click stuff. Yeah, these routes seem to be everywhere. They're even in our text box. I'm most worried by the storm though, so I'm going to look at that first. I don't know if we have like options. If this is like mutually exclusive options, or if we can look at everything. A dark band of thunderclouds connects the sand in the sky. They curl up with unnatural grace and speed, forming a confined shape as if they're sealed in a glass case. The storm seems to be approaching you. And I can hear it. Pale roots are sticking out from under the sand like the spines of underwater creatures. Hard and dry, pockmarked like corals. You can't tell how far away the mountains are, but you fear you wouldn't reach them until the storm reaches you. Besides, you might not be the only one considering the mountains as a shelter. Dangerous people, perhaps? Your last resort would be to hide in a nearby building. But without a roof, it is not very tempting. Yeah, that doesn't look like much of a shelter. So I guess, as you stand in the desert, you feel an inexplicable pressure. It's fear, how could it not be? But partially, it's a peculiar sense of being observed. There is no wind, and the air is odorless. Your ears ring from the uninterrupted silence of nothingness. Ooh. There's an approaching storm, and we can't feel wind. Eerie. Soon, the wind rises. There we go. And the first thunder rumbles in the distance. The storm is getting closer. But storms don't move so fast across the sky. At least not in your world. No way we're in my world right now. Should you hide? There's nothing around that can shield you from the storm. The best thing to do is hide in the crater and wait it out. But what if lightning strikes while you're knee-deep in that liquid? As if mocking you, lightning cuts the sky. You'll risk your chances with the crater. When you listen to the sound of approaching thunder, a new sound catches your attention. The muffled shouts and the rustle of sand. Something else is coming for you. Friends? Or not? You twitch as two riders appear on the edge of the crater. Their mounts are barely visible in the cloud of dust. One figure is holding a crossbow, the other is tilting their head and inspecting the bottom of the crater as if looking for something. When they see you, they smile in surprise. They both jump off their mounts. We heard your cry, even from afar. Silly, silly. Something else could have answered you. Good thing it was just us. We helped the lost. And the new. Okay, so friends. I'm still saying friends tentatively. They could be trying to trick us. And you've already drawn the attention of the storm. We'd better hurry now. The rider gives a nod to his companion. They untie something attached to their saddle. Then they drag it along the sand with one hand, while aiming at you with the other. I don't like the use of that word, aiming. Are they reaching out their hand to me in help, or are they gonna hurt me? Ugh. Do you know what's going on here? Where am I? The rider examines you in silence. Then he smiles. You're on a planet called Notoria. I am... Where? There will be a time for all your questions soon. You can call me Ghost, and this is Lama. Ghost, Lama. This world is indifferent to courtesies, the more reason to keep them. So, what's your name? Introduce yourself or get some answers. I agree with Ghost that we need to keep on to our humanity sometime. Or, I don't even want to assume these people are human. They're from other worlds, I believe. They're not like all from Earth, so maybe human is the wrong world, but we have to keep a hold of our personhood somehow. So I'm going to introduce myself. I want answers, but I'm going to stay calm. My name is Mars. Lama raises their crossbow slightly. Their watchful stare makes you anxious. You feel like vermin caught in a cage you have entered by yourself. Ghost nods, then points to Lama's crossbow as if by boredom. You can hide it for now. Lama glances at him, but follows the order. Ghost gracefully runs down the crater wall, with his hands tucked behind his back. He stops in front of you, studying your attire. Hello. He looks barely in his 20s, yet he wears an expression meant for someone older. He exudes doubtless confidence. I like your freckles, sir. On your chest, too. Ooh, I like that. A necklace with a mirror pendant hangs around his neck. In its reflection, something shifts, an image that doesn't belong there. But the scene changes quickly, revealing your face. He nods quickly at Lama and shifts from foot to foot. Despite his smile, he glances uneasily at his companion, then at the sky. Oh, yeah, I was right to say that human was not the right word. They look like a robot of some sort. Lama slides down after him, with the device tucked under their arm. The ease and efficiency with which they move suggests they've done this before. Their jaw is replaced. Interesting word there. So maybe they're like a cyborg. Replaced by metal implant. And their eyes are not human nor animal, but are in fact two sparkling lenses. They look at you, not blinking once. Who are you two? We are the residents. But we once fell here just as you did. Many, many sunsets ago. Here, which is where? Here, nowhere, everywhere. As I said, we call this place Notoria, and we will protect you from it for now. I remember falling. Am I dead? No, you are very much alive. You cheated death. Cheated. I don't understand. You will soon. We have a few moments to chat now. Lama gently lowers the device into the liquid. They remove a syringe-like object from it, as its weight causes it to sink to the bottom. Okay. Oh, they're like testing it? A flexible black tube links the syringe to the device, and as Lama pulls the liquid, the canteen gradually fills with a shimmering goo. Is this useful to you guys somehow? What are you doing? Gathering special resources. Yeah, that's what I thought. Those resources had almost drowned you a moment ago. Now, however, there is no trace of the liquid on your body or clothes, as if it had been absorbed immediately. You lean over and dip your hand. The liquid flows down your finger. Somehow it's both pristine and thick as honey. It is quite beautiful, too. I mean, I'm a little wary of it since we almost drowned in it, but I kind of want to swim in it, you know? Hold on one second. I'm going to turn the music volume up, because I know there's music, but I can, like, hardly hear it. I always like to turn the music down before I start playing a game on the channel, but this is quite quiet. What is this thing? It's nice music. Leave it. It won't affect you now. When you lift your fingers, the liquid has completely soaked into your skin. Lama ignores you, and Ghost looks up at the sky. They have no intention of answering you. I saw those roots on the surface too. What are they? A keen eye. They resemble roots, so that's what we call them. However, no one knows exactly what they are or what they grow from. They cover most of Notoria. How come they weren't destroyed by my fall? They're completely intact. Notoria has many secrets. Perhaps you will have the opportunity to discover them in the near future. Did I really crash here by a comet? Are you asking because you don't remember falling or because you don't believe it's real? Both. All I remember is something pulling me out of my chair. Then the ringing in my ears and the ground coming at me. Really, really fast. And now we're standing here. Lama saw your fall from the observation tower. Your comet, if you will. We came as quickly as we could. So, it's real. Ghost gives you a sympathetic smile. It's more sad than pitying, which makes it seem sincere. You wrap your arms around yourself more tightly. It's been a long time since someone new has fallen. I'm glad. Canteen's full. Do we have another? No. I don't travel with more than just one nowadays. I mean, what for? Shit, if only she hadn't shown up. You mean me? We could return here later. One canteen won't be enough. You're capitalizing she. So you could be talking about me, or you could be talking about someone scary. Someone important. It has to be. Ghost leans over and pours the liquid into a small bottle he kept in his coat. Mars, we must hurry now, so allow me to make you an offer. You can go with us, and we will keep you safe. Or you can stay here and see what fate has to offer. I dare say that would be brave of you. Lightning strikes in the distance. The mounts on the edge of the crater lift their heads and wail. It's almost a human cry. She is coming. Ooh. He offers you his hand. Well, why would we stay in the crater? I can see... These choices are underlined, so that makes me think that this is an important choice. And it makes me wonder what happens if we stay in the crater. But I don't know, it seems stupid. It seems like it might lead to a bad ending, so I'm gonna accept the help. I always want to meet new characters. You know? You obeyed Ghost. Ghost approves. Ghost helps you climb to the surface. Another thunder rumbles across the sky. A warning. The wind hits you and almost pushes you back into the crater's belly. You hide your faces from the sand and approach the mounts. Don't look Zahirs in the eye. You decide to... I mean, looking at them doesn't mean looking in the eye, but... Good. I don't want you to be mad at me, and I don't want something bad to happen. You'll ride with me. The storm still catches up with you, roaring in rage. You can almost make out words in that wail. As the clouds envelop you, soft feathers drift around. I can already see this would be a game worth replaying. None of the choices seem like they would actually lead to branching yet. Because it's just kind of a... staying in the crater seemed like it... versus going with them seemed like it was more an issue of character approval rates than actually branching the story. But I have no way of knowing that for sure since I didn't take the other option. But I certainly see replayability already. Alright, as the clouds envelop you, soft feathers drift around. Even with your face covered, you can still feel the sand in your eyes and mouth. You curl up behind Ghost, clutching his coat. The only sounds you hear are the swish of air and the canteen banging against the saddle. Almost there. Yeah, I see the feathers. The mountains, distant until now obscure the horizon and welcome you into their embrace. You're an insignificant speck between giants about to collide. Lightning strikes nearby. The mounts jump up violently as the wind tosses sand and metal parts, and something hits your leg. A scrap of metal slices your skin. Your scream is lost in another thunder. As darkness creeps under your eyelids. Ooh, where did it slice us? Did it, like, cut an artery? You notice a fortified gate implanted in the rock wall. Then you faint. Did our wish come true? Can you hear us? You wake up when warm air blows into your nostrils. You open your eyes. One mount leans its head over you, caressing your cheek. You're lying on the ground. Ghost pushes the mounts away and leans over you. His hair peeks out from beneath the hat, all tousled. Dust has settled on his face and clothes. Well, now I'm looking in the eye. Ooh, it's very cool looking. I don't know that much about, like, fantasy creatures. I wonder if Zahirs are something made up for this game, or if they're an existing, kind of monster creature that is associated with the word West settings. Interesting, maybe I'll look it up. Ah, you're awake. You're trapped within four walls, with a single window next to a pocket door. Someone is watching you from the other side of the glass. The air here is musty, and the smell of metal makes you nauseous. The metal door behind you shudders. It's not the sound of nearby thunder, but of many fists banging on the metal. Yet the door remains closed, with only the latch trembling with each subsequent strike. Sorry, I need a sip of tea. There's a lot of reading. I always need tea when I'm doing a lot of reading. It's the storm. She's trying to come inside, but she won't succeed. She'll get bored soon and leave. Doesn't sound like she's... When you try to stand up, a sudden pain pierces your leg. Be careful now, you've just fainted. And you haven't even lost that much blood. Does this happen to you often? No. You look down at the spot where it hurt. Your pant leg is cut. The long slit mirrors the one on your skin. Blood stains your pants and seeps into the ground. Please don't panic. Panic, don't panic, or groan in disgust. I like the third option. These two are predictable. Either panic or don't panic. I'm going to see what happens when I groan in disgust. Ugh, I hate blood. They don't react. Run a simplified admission procedure. But, Sheriff, she's still bleeding. Now. Lama's voice is cold and mechanical. They lean over you and one of their lenses turns red. A focused beam of light runs over your body. DNA scan reveals she's a human. No weapons, no implants. What is the name of your home planet or world? I'm from Earth? Do you have any possessions with you? Why are you asking? It's part of the procedure. Lama ensures that no one who enters the town poses a threat to our people. If you don't cooperate, I'll have to I almost said shoot you because they took out their crossbow. I'll have to search you myself, even in this state. Fine. I don't have anything with me. How can you contribute to Cradletown? You can only focus on the pain. You feel the sand sticking to your wound. The only response Lama gets from you is a grumble through your teeth. Can you fight? Do you have any powers? Any particular skills? Powers? I don't have any powers. I'm just average. A normal person. I am average at video games. Does that count? What were you doing before the fall? I started the computer. I wanted to play. Oh, actually, actually video games. Yeah, I think this game gets into a little bit of a meta things. It talks about a love of fiction on the store page, so I think there might be meta elements. Are you a scientist? Technician? Can you control technology or weave data? Weave? No. I just wanted to turn on a video game. In what purpose? Just for fun. I turned on the video game because I wanted to play. A moment later, I woke up in the desert. Lema and Ghost exchange confused dances. Please take me to a doctor. Help me, damn it. I can make you a pretty dance, but I need a healthy leg for that. I can kind of dance. It's been a while, but I can dance, but I don't want to be mean. This is a strange thing to say. If I say this is why I'm not going to say this. I feel like Lema is going to interpret I can make you a pretty dance. They're going to interpret that as, like, being my power. So, I'm just going to beg them to take me to a doctor. Our healer is busy now. The silence that falls is piercingly cold. Please. Ghost reaches under his coat. You notice a golden badge hooked onto his belt, right next to the holstered revolver. I approve the assignation. So soon, but Jacomir has to perform the second test. We will continue the procedure later. Ghost ignores them and hands you a small bottle that he has filled with the shimmering liquid back at the crater. Pour it on your wound. It'll help. You are in too much pain, take the bottle. You don't trust him, you don't take the bottle. I mean, we recognize this liquid. We know... I mean, we don't know what it is, but we know that it is easily absorbed into skin. So I feel like it's a reasonable assumption to make that it might have healing properties. Especially with that pretty crystal stopping it up. I also do trust him, despite the gun, because I know he's one of the love interests. So I'm going to say, you are in too much pain, you take the bottle. You can't tell if his words are genuine or if it's a trap. The pain makes the choice for you. Without even rolling up your pant leg, you grab the bottle and pour the liquid over your wound. It worries me that quote-unquote obeying Ghost is something that the game tracks. Like, it's not just a question of him approving or being trusted. It's a question of obeying, which is a word that carries a lot of meaning in like a they're in charge of you kind of way. When the bottle is empty, Ghost takes it and hides it in his coat. It will not heal otherwise. You blink a few times. Your nerves are stunned as much as you are. Your wound has sealed. When you stand up, the pain disappears as if it was never there. What? How is this possible? Lambert and Ghost exchange amused glances. Rookie. You only survived the fall because this liquid began regenerating you the moment you hit the surface. We call it Nixa. So it's underground? Not quite. Whenever someone falls, the crater fills with it just enough to save someone's life. We did dig for it, but never found the source. It's our most valuable commodity and the only natural remedy whose effects you have just seen. We use it as currency and medicine, but each resident of our town can only request the amount of Nixa they are entitled to. You'll receive your share once you have proven yourself useful, and only if we decide to keep you. Then why did you give it to me now? Take it as a credit of trust. We help those who need help. If they abide by our laws, we welcome them here and reward them for their work. And where exactly are we? Cradletown. The safest place there is. The lightning strikes at the door, and the sound echoes throughout the room. Even Ghost and Lema step back, and the mouths whine. What will happen to me now? So now I'm your prisoner? Thanks for the unusual welcome. That's just the kind of fun I'm into. I kind of like that option. I mean, I don't want to, like, accuse them of taking me prisoner. I'm in a strange world. These people are friendly. They haven't really... I mean, Lema has their crossbow out at all times, but they haven't really threatened force against me. So I don't feel like I'm their prisoner. I feel like... I don't know. I feel like they're trying to help me, so I don't want to accuse them of that. But I like this option. Thanks for the unusual welcome. That's just the kind of fun I'm into. The fun is just beginning, I assure you. Now, I am awaited inside. Please follow us. I will take you to the ship. Ship? What about temporary quarters? I want to keep this one close. Lema grabs Zahir's reins, and they both head toward the entrance by the window. The door opens with a beep. There's a person back there. You follow them in silence. You walk through the tunnel. Ghost sets a path before you while Lema watches your back. The mounts follow you calmly. The walls are quite uneven, as if the tunnel has been dug up and sculpted by hand. Several floral bulbs, which have been hung using a string, illuminate your path. You raise your hand to touch them. I wouldn't do that. They can swallow your fingers. Don't touch. Good. Ahead of you, another door emerges from the darkness. Ghost unlocks it with the door control panel, and it slides open. Oh wow, this is quite a bustling town. Before you, Cradletown stands. The air is thick with the warm, comforting scent of wood, blended with a subtle sweetness that's hard to pin down. Strings of lamps stretch between buildings, illuminating the townsfolk sitting on their porches. A few of them turn their gaze to you. Lenses flash and pupils widen. Some twist their necks at unnatural angles to get a better look. This way. So let's see. Who can we see here? I see a centaur. There's a centaur. There looks like a child, like a devil child. Or like a satyr or something. Someone with a mechanical leg. I don't know what this person is doing. It's like a magical phone they're looking at. Interesting. And I see expeditions, repair, magic, saloon, and the depot. Ghost leads you towards a narrow alley. He walks quickly, not bothering to hide his haste. Lema says their goodbyes and leaves, taking the mounts. You stroll down the littered street, discarded cans and crumpled papers strewn across the ground. The writing on the papers resembles magical runes. You can't decipher it. As you walk by a dimly lit porch, a couple sitting in rocking chairs notices you. One of them is missing a nose, in a small indentation on their face amidst a puff of smoke. Hey, Sheriff, found us a salvation yet? It takes time. Yeah? So does the waiting. Yo-ho, who's that? The other person leans in. Their skin is a deep shade of blue and is covered with tiny scales. They have fins for ears. Surprise blossoms on their face at the sight of you, and their cheeks blush a warm lavender color. Do not concern yourself with us. Residents immediately look away and indulge in whispers. As I said before, it's been a long time since anyone new arrived. You're sure to catch a few glimpses. As you follow Ghost through the labyrinthine streets, your eyes dart around the houses that line the way. At times, you catch sight of someone's eyes watching you from a window, but they disappear as soon as you look closer. You're not humans. Some residents are, like you and me, but others aren't. Are you disturbed by people who are different from you? I mean, that's a loaded question. I've never, like, in a human sense, I'm not disturbed by people who are, by humans who are different from me, but, I mean, this is a good middle answer. I don't know if calling them aliens is appropriate either, but, I'm just gonna say of course not. Besides, they aren't my biggest concern at the moment. Ah. You're not interested in who we are, but rather why we're here. Believe me, I wish I knew that too. Have you all fallen here from different worlds? Yes, we did. Tomorrow we'll finish the admission procedure. I'll introduce you to townsfolk and show you around. Why not now? Now I have other duties to attend to. Here we are. You leave the tangle of alleys into the starship. It seems as if the starship collided head-on with the mountain. While some of its walls have been patched up with metal scraps, the cockpit is completely destroyed. It leans against the wall in a slight curve, unfit for any use other than accommodation. Is this a real starship? Did someone crash it here? Ha! How lovely to see someone startled by our town. Yes, the ship has fallen here with one of the residents, town's creator, to be precise. Now it's home to me and my subordinates. If you ever need to visit a clinic, it's in the building on the right. There's a passageway that runs directly through the ship and leads right to it. So, you do have a doctor here. Not only Nixa, yes, but they're busy at the moment. We have a healer. She treats minor injuries. However, for more severe wounds or sudden injuries like the one in your leg, we turn to Nixa. You approach the starship. Ghost clicks something on the panel next to the pocket door, which after a moment slides open. Ghost leads you into a corridor, illuminated by fluorescent lights at the ceiling. He gestures for you to proceed, and as you do so, something flashes at the end of the hall. The mirror? A mirror, on slightly crooked legs with a golden frame. A crack spreads across the mirror like a scar, cutting your reflection in half. Why would anyone put it there? Your cabin is on the right. The sound of accelerated footsteps interrupts him. Someone is running through the corridor towards you. Ghost! It's the woman. She... Hi. Are you the healer? You're covered in blood, so... Oh no. Take me to her. Before running away without any explanation, he reaches under his coat, his hands slightly shaking. Mars, I will meet you in your cabin later. Take my journal and study town's map, but don't wander anywhere. They run down the corridor and turn left to the clinic. You acquire a journal. The journal tracks some mysteries. Ooh, mysteries. Mysteries to solve. And character information you gather in all items you found. To open the journal, click on the icon in the upper right corner. I want to look at the journal. You're left alone. Fluorescent lights buzz quietly above your head, and you stare at your crooked reflection. More and more questions form in your head. In the full version of the game, you'll uncover more mysteries and information about characters. Let's read what we have so far, though. Notoria. Like everyone else, you fell here by a comet. Nixa, the liquid that filled your crater, healed you after your fall. Every resident of Notoria comes from a different world. And the roots. They cover most of the land, emerging from beneath the surface. No one knows what they grow from. We have an inventory, collectibles, an old hoodie, and gifts. That's right, we can give gifts to characters. A map. So this is where we are right here. I saw the HP Up logo, the plus sign on the clinic, and I was like, okay, there's the starship. This is the sheriff's station, and shouldn't be too hard to find our way through the rest of it. I mean, it's a visual novel, so it's not like we'll actually be navigating. We'll probably just say, this is where I want to go, and we'll go right there, but it's nice to have the map. Only character we've met is Ghost. Talk to Ghost to learn more about him. Distrust, friendship, we can learn his hobby, his personal quest, and his homeworld. Cool. Before you fell, you switched in a game you played many times before, so not actually Talewarden. Everything else is a blur. What happened back there? Did someone do this to you? You ponder the faint memory of someone's voice as you are falling. As you stand quietly, a creeping sensation starts to take over once again. You tense up at the feeling of someone staring at you, perceiving you. Maybe it's your reflection, or maybe someone is peering at you from their room. You shiver. With Ghost gone, you can either comply and stay in your cabin, or disobey him and explore Cradletown. If you are able to explore the area, the journal with the map will automatically display. From there, you can select the destination you wish to travel to. We wonder what we will discover. Okay. Oh, I'm so tempted. There's that word again, disobeying Ghost. This is too juicy to ignore, though. I think we probably don't want to go to the clinic, because that's where Ghost is. And he's not going to be happy if we show up there. But we can do a little wandering. You know, Ghost is cute, but at this point, we're just in the demo. We're probably not going to get the option to romance anyone yet, but Ghost is cute, but making him trust me is not, like, my #1 priority right now. So, let's check out the market. You walk up to the row of stalls and look at the laid-out trinkets. Petite bottles filled with the suspicious, boiling liquids that promise to alter mood and thoughts, handmade weapons, jewelry, prostheses, and implants with coupons redeemable at the nearby mechanic. You pass the food stand. The food looks rather overcooked, and it's hard to tell what skewered on wooden sticks was once a root or a rodent. The smell of spices and burnt oil irritates your stomach. Hunger strikes quickly. You hope someone will give you a meal soon. One merchant notices your interest and waves at you. A light symbol scars their face in a tree cross-section pattern. You're cute. I love the pink hair. They respond favorably to your glance. They pick up a pair of boots and say they're perfect for running away from a sandweaver, whatever that means. They try to sell them to you enthusiastically. You politely refuse, explaining you have nothing in exchange. You look at other things they have on display. Do you sell food here? I don't, but you can buy crystallized wishes, chewable bones, or even fried cacti there. Right there! If you're looking for something more concrete, you can pay me now, and I'll ensure its delivery on the next expedition. And when will the expedition be? Well, I'm not sure, but I bet the sheriff will finally allow one. I guarantee that I won't take any extra payment from you. You politely refuse, explaining you have nothing in exchange. You look at other things they have on display. Where do you get all these items from? All my goods are from the last expedition. Did you know the hunters found an abandoned backpack? There was so much stuff in it, these boots included. I'm telling you, you won't find such boots anywhere else. They have been checked by the sheriff, of course. I sell nothing dangerous. Hunters? Expeditions? Well, yes. Expeditioners who hunt for goods. How can I pay? I will accept items of similar value for an exchange, but the value is for me to determine, as my stuff is the most wonderful there is. So, what's it gonna be? Would you like a patch of bullflower smeared with Terry's saliva? Who's Terry? Before I buy that, you're gonna have to tell me who Terry is and why his saliva is so great. It won't heal big wounds, but it's good for small cuts. We have to manage somehow since they cut our Nitsa rations, right? Or some jewelry? Everyone likes jewelry here. I like the little charms on your hat. It's quite pretty. It sure is. I could take that hoodie from you. It doesn't suit you. Nor the color, neither the texture. Trust me. I'll do you a favor by taking it from you. What do you say? A hoodie for a bracelet? I mean, is it cold here? We're in the desert. I don't know. A hoodie is more practical than a bracelet. But a bracelet I could give to someone as a nice gift. No, I feel like I need the hoodie for protection. I might need it later. Your loss. Oh, and how about... They lean closer to you and add in a whisper. Ramunu root, I assure you this delivery is extremely strong. Much stronger than the diluted liquor Bell sells. But I still don't have anything for exchange. I see. Then maybe... Ah! You could go to the saloon and bring me my glasses. I left them there last sunset. If you do this, I will give you a sample of Munu. I might even add a hot gossip to it for free. Sure, yeah. Splendid! As you turn to leave, you catch a glimpse of movement in one of the mirrors displayed on the stands. You thought you saw the silhouette of a man, but when you quickly search for a reflection, you see no one. But others see you. Other vendors try to lure you to their stalls when you walk away. You recall Ghost's command to stay in the starship. Despite Ghost's young appearance, he exudes an air of authority that is hard to ignore, and you consider coming back. The feeling that you are breaking some unspecified law haunts you. But maybe exploring the town a little longer won't cause any harm. I mean, we can go to the saloon to get her glasses. And then maybe I'll go back? A little longer walk couldn't hurt anybody. Ghost can wait. You push the swinging doors open. You imagine the stares you'll receive as soon as you walk in, just like in the movies. However, the noise and bustle help you slip into the bar unnoticed. Heavy cigar smoke scratches your throat as you move through the crowd. The smell here is not only of smoke, but also of something soapy. Some tables are covered with cards and glasses filled with a white, clear liquid that looks like diluted milk. The liquor shelf seems mostly empty. You stop by the bar. Skulls. So many skulls. Large enough to curl up inside or thinner than a thimble. Some have multiple eye sockets, some have horns, and rows of sharp teeth that could cage you easily. You don't want to know what they belong to or why they ended up here. There are even more of them on the wall near the bar. Old-fashioned mirrors, similar to the one you saw on the starship, hang between them. There are mirrors everywhere. Ghost was even wearing one on his necklace. What's the deal with mirrors? Under the skulls hangs a notice board pinned with handwritten messages and posters. Yes, those Notoria wanted posters. All the drawn faces seem to mock you, and there are a lot of them. You look at the ones with the highest reward, quoted in Nixon milliliters. A condition is to bring them alive. The Shepherd of Misfortune, the Storm Sailor, the Poet of Cradle Town, the Faceless Musician. A shepherdess with a mantle over her shoulders. A woman adorned with jewelry and peculiar tattoos on her neck. A robot covered in moss with one eye broken. And a man with large, thick scars as if his face was chopped in half. Can I help you? The bartender wipes the glass. His beady, shining eyes focus intently on you. As you stare back at him, he snorts with amusement. So, what do you need? Look respectfully. He's obviously a minotaur. I can't do the Asterius voice from Hades, but that's way too low for me, but... a glass of water? What do you have in return? Nothing? Sorry, never mind. What about your attire? I like the look of it. My hoodie? Really? For water? No thanks. Suit yourself. I'm Bell. I see you're a newcomer. Word of the new comet has not reached me yet. Did you get an expedited admission procedure or something? I guess so.
The storm caught up to us, and the sheriff was busy. Great, then they won't send an expedition to gather more Nixa. She'll bury your crater with sand or scatter Nixa around like raindrops. Did you see how much they collected?
1 canteen.
What? So little?
They said they weren't prepared.
They should have been. Doesn't matter, it's not your problem. Are you even allowed here? Sheriff permitted you to wander only by yourself?
He didn't.
Sure he did. Tell the truth. We should go back. We will go back after this. Hopefully we get the merchant's classes, but even if then, we might not go back to her immediately. As for me, you can stay. I don't care.
Ask about
Cradletown. It's a town. You're in it. I don't know what else to tell you. It's lasted longer than any other town in Notoria now that I know of. That's because it has good rules. The sheriff doesn't hesitate to kick out anyone who causes problems. Oh boy, we should really get back. It's a good way to prevent overpopulation. There's also plenty of work here, which keeps people busy. On Notoria, there aren't many things to do. You can either work in a town or a commune, or live as a solo vagrant, an independent traveler, and be at the mercy of the desert. I chose Cradletown.
What can you do in here?
You can go entertain yourself, look for a job on notice boards. Hell, you can even just stand on the main street and sing. Some folks do that just out of boredom. Every resident is either entertaining others or creating something. Any novelty gets an applause. And if Ghost allows you to stay, you can volunteer for expeditions. At least, that was the case until recently. Ghost suspended all expeditions some time ago.
The sheriff.
What of him?
I don't know. Doesn't he seem a little young?
Everyone thought so too. No one took him seriously. When the founder of Cradletown announced that he wanted to grant Ghost authority, many opposed the idea by submitting their candidacy. One sunset, before the founder made a decision, Ghost revealed the secrets of each candidate, things no one should have known, which humiliated them in the eyes of everyone. He promised that no one would be harmed or suffer injustice under his protection. He knew that the law can't just be bureaucracy, and he won. Till this sunset did he keep his word. Whenever trouble starts, he shows up right away with Lema and Jaco, and they quickly settle the matter. But... The bartender leads close and whispers, covering his snout with a handkerchief. He promised that he would find a way back home. But that promise has aged like milk. Many believe that he says he's still looking for a way to just keep his badge.
Journal entry updated?
He promised the people will return to their worlds, a goal he shares as well. He acts superior, but only accepts fairness. His skills... Right now we only have one. Gathering information.
Seems so.
Bell. That's me.
How long have you been here?
No idea. It's been so long that I barely remember my home world. But there was no sand. Here there's lots of it. I get everywhere. Since the sheriff's old squad found me, I haven't surfaced once because of that sand.
What do you do here all day?
Like everyone else, I try to stay sane. Liquor helps.
And besides that?
I visit my partners.
Polyamorous, gotta love it. So you never surface?
No, too much sand and monsters.
Skulls, sure.
These are trophies brought by hunters from the expeditions.
They bring you skulls?
They look cool. No, I harvest skulls from what they bring me. You give the bartender a look of mild horror mixed with disgust. It forces him to elaborate. It's a little hobby of mine, and I have a creative soul.
You still haven't fulfilled the merchant's request. By the way, the pink-haired merchant wanted their glasses back.
Good. I wasn't going to leave my saloon just to return them here.
I think I'll be going.
Be careful. If you wander around, you're sure to cause quite a stir. Everyone saw the sheriff and Lama leave in a hurry. Once they realize you're the reason why, you'll become their biggest attraction. A symbol of hope, even.
Hope for what?
For change. No one talks about it out loud because Ghost has the means to hear everything. Could have something to do with his name. He can turn himself invisible or something. I don't know. But people whisper about the need for change, and the bartender listens. Recently, Ghost hasn't made any effort to send us back home. In fact, he's become even more avoidant since that wanderer arrived in the town. Who was it? He was a solo vagrant, come here to trade. But instead of following the proper procedure, he came to my saloon and caused trouble. He said that he was kicked out of his village for a crime that he claims he didn't commit, but there was guilt in his eyes. Then Ghost came for him and kicked him out of town. After that, the sheriff started leaving his office even less than before. He was constantly busy and suspended the expeditions. No one knows why. Anyway, I hope you prove to be better than that wanderer. If so, the saloon is open all sunset. All sunset? Yep. Actually, if you're so eager to explore, you can check the schedule at the expedition's HQ for me. I want to know if anything changed.
Okay.
Thanks, kiddo. The bartender never leaves his saloon. Once again, you get the feeling of being watched, as if someone or something was standing right behind your back. Maybe the mirrors have something to do with why Ghost can see everything, because he has the mirror on his necklace. Maybe that gives him access to all the mirrors in town, and that's why he puts them up everywhere so he can see. Do I explore more? I'm kind of scared now. He's gonna be mad that I left either way, but if we came back fast as soon as someone warned me about him, are you sure going to the cabin will end your first sunset? No, I want to explore. You return to the market. The merchant doesn't seem to see you, but when you come closer, they immediately smile. Let's at least finish this quest. Do you have them? Yes. The merchant takes the glasses and wipes them. So, I promised you a gossip, didn't I? They wave at you to come closer to their stall. I went to higher-ups to resubmit the request to demolish the theater. I mean, who needs it anyway? I am currently in a show. Like, our opening night was last night as of time of recording. We have another one tonight. I love theater. I'm not a fan of this attitude, Missy. We need more space to expand the market, that's what I said. But they dismissed me, just like that. They told me that Sheriff had postponed all requests for another week, yet he had already dismissed me 3 times in the past month. Want to know my opinion? They put on their glasses and leaned for something hidden under their stall. I think he grew even more bitter after this shooting incident. Shooting incident? Oh, you know, when he allegedly shot one of his old crew. They hand you something small, shaped like a snail shell, a root of some kind. Ooh, a gift. You found a gift. You can view gifts in your journal. You can give them to your companions later on. No, I want to give this to someone. You won't eat it. Its smell is sour and potent like fermented apples. Hey, fermented apples are delicious. What is this? It's Ramunu root, town's favorite. How come you don't know this? I do. I just forgot. It is edible, right? Well, yes, but you have to cook it first. Good thing I didn't bite into it. The merchant squints their eyes and looks at your face for the first time with glasses on. Wait a minute. You're not from around here. You don't want your presence to cause any gossip that reaches Ghost's ears, so you decide to run away. Sorry, I need to go. I think we already biffed it. By giving them the glasses, we messed up. We can go to the clinic or Main Street. I feel like the more time we spend out, the more likely it is that Ghost gets angrier and angrier with us. So we thoroughly explored 2 locations. Also, I'm playing this demo to give people some interest, so hopefully people watching this will go to the clinic in Main Street on their own at a later date. So let's head back to the cabin. You find your cabin, ready to rest. The door next to you opens slightly. Something stirs in the darkness. It mumbles. You freeze and listen. A clap. Then a sharp snap as if something is being ripped apart. You open the door to your cabin. You've completed the first half of Act 1. After the events of Act 1, you'll be sent to the surface to find the notorious Riders of the Night. They'll be your companions throughout the game. Understood. Now we'll introduce the campfire, a major mechanic that begins in Act 2. For this demo, conversations have been shortened. Understood. Hover over the character you want to talk to. You can talk to all of them or skip the campfire altogether by clicking on the fire. Engaging in conversations will increase your affection, which will have a big impact on your story. Understood. Will you join the Riders of the Night or will you rest? Alright. So these are all the people who were on the wanted posters, except you. You're new. You're on the cover art, so I recognize you, but everyone else is new. Let's talk to them. I'm most interested in Zohan, so let's talk to her first. She's cute. Zohan sits on the ground, her legs stretched out in front of her, her dress folded up. You notice that both of her legs are hooved, but one of them is a metal prosthesis with tiny mechanisms attached to the side. A single branch snaps and sends sparks flying in all directions. Do we have these characters in... We don't. Ooh, we have a harmonica, though. And we still have the Munu root. Yeah, the only character we have is still Ghost. Shit! Every single spark seems to find its way to Zohan, and they bounce off her prosthesis. She jumps up, precariously shaking off her dress and bumping into you in the process. Oh? What brings you to me? I wanted to talk. Lucky me. What's up? Her voice carries a subtle hook, leaving you to question whether her smirk reflects sincerity or hints sarcasm. Can you tell me something about yourself? Ask about her mantle. I made it in my homeland. The yarn I use is made from the fur of my pet. Oh, and the strings sewn into our tents are made from the same yarn. You can sew? Kinda. I can sew and craft some things on a kinda level. At least I did, when it was fun. Now it's not fun? It's meh now. I don't have any inspiration. Besides, what would I do with another teddy bear made from an old shoes? I can't take it with me unless it's useful. And my art was never useful. Anyway, my mantle is cruelty-free. It's very important for you to know that when you want to know me, because I'm a vegetarian and I wouldn't wear animal skin. But I can bite something non-vegetable if someone would want to steal my mantle. We Urs have very strong feelings about our properties, and very sharp teeth. It's beautiful. I love all the colors in it. It looks cute on you. I know! It's Notoria's latest trend. Predicting future. Are you a seer? I heard that you can predict the future. How come you didn't predict that you'll meet me? It doesn't work like that. Wait, who? Ah, right. Ghost told you that. I don't predict the future. I can only predict the possibilities. So you can predict the possibilities with the dice? Are they magical? Ha! No, far from it. They're unlucky. Those dice? In my world, I once snuck into the town to see a play. I loved it! In fact, I loved it so much that I leaned too hard on the railing and broke it. I stole that broken railing and ran away. Ha! Later, I made dice from it, so no. No magic. Only bad luck. Or good luck. Depends on how you look at it. And that's all you have to know. Zohan does not want to talk about this now. Is this like a mechanical not want to talk about it now, or a demo not want to talk about it now? Ask about the world she's from. My world? Oh, her little ears perked up. Whew, what a heavy topic. I'm from a small mountain village. If someone ever named my world, the tale of it didn't reach us. What was it like there? Peaceful, boring. I'm an Ur, a shepherdess from a clan that raises ooms for wool. Do you know what a sheep is? I do. Then imagine a sheep almost 2 meters tall, with a long snout and funny fur. That's what ooms are. And oh, they can sing. Sheep don't do that, right? So, in conclusion, it was quite boring, though the singing was nice. And you? Where are you from? I'm from Earth. Is it peaceful there? Far from it. No wonder you don't have ooms. Come to think of it, I do remember little from those days. Just a few events, the important ones, you know. The moments in between are almost as if they didn't exist at all. We can give her the roots or the harmonica if we want to, but I don't know. I'm gonna see. I'll let her rest. We slayed this conversation. Welcome to the herd. Okay, we can't talk to her again. So if we want to give someone a gift, we have to do it like immediately in the conversation. Who do I want to talk to? Let's just go left to right now. As you approach, you hear music. Maybe he wants the harmonica. Finch sits near the poet and plays the guitar, using his finely sculpted fingernails, shaping the melody into a characteristic sharp sound. One string is broken and curled up like a serpent. As you approach him, he stiffs and puts down the guitar. When he gets up, he stumbles over it. You wouldn't think a statue could reflect embarrassment in such detail. Finch tilts his head so that his hair covers his face and sinks into his poncho. I would like to talk to you. Finch nods bashfully and pulls out his notebook. Before approaching you, he caresses the poet's shoulder as if to say goodbye. Finch hands you his notebook gently. He adjusts his hair, appearing as if all he wanted was to disappear beneath his hood. Oh, he's a cutie. He's shy. I like him. Ask about his notebook? That seems rude. He's mute. He needs the notebook to speak. Like, put it together. Ask about his music first. What about my music? You don't like it? I can stop playing at campfires if it bothers you. It's not that. I just want to know what it means to you. Oh, I just use it to way less. I found this guitar on the surface once and it became my voice. When people see me, they mostly assume that I'm tough and cold. I'm not. I'm delicate. And through music I can express it. And when I first played for Cradletown's folk, I felt that others saw my nature. Saw real me beyond this rock. Okay, now I'm thinking about it, we do not want to give him the harmonica. He has no mouth. You kind of need one of those to play the harmonica. And we probably shouldn't give him the root either. He won't be able to eat it. I mean, I hope he doesn't need sustenance or he gets it some other way. What was it? That song you played for them? It was a simple love song I remember from my past. Can you play it now? No? For you? No, I don't know you. And I can't play it now anyway. Why? Are you shy? Obviously he is. Ever heard of indie rock? Shame. But I do really like what you play by the fire, that's what I'll say. Oh, you mean it. It's so weird to be perceived by a stranger after all this time, but it's also inspiring. Sorry. I should have thanked you. I don't really do well with compliments. Nothing appears on paper for a while. Finch escapes with a look and just shakes his head. Finch does not want to talk about this now. Ask about his notebook? How does your notebook work? Okay, so he's not... The words appear on the page at a leisurely pace, arranged in a connected sequence, so he's not writing. I mean, he's writing, but with his mind. I guess? He doesn't have a pen on him. These words are my thoughts. The notebook has been bewitched by a certain scroll speller. Sorry, you probably don't know who a scroll speller is. Well, it's not very interesting anyway. All your thoughts go here? Oh no, that would be quite embarrassing. Only what I want appears here. And that's it. Finch hands you his notebook gently. Okay. I don't want to give him either of those gifts, because, I mean, I want to give him a gift. He's wonderful. But I don't think he would like either of the ones I have for him. I'll let you rest. When silence falls between you, it gets uncomfortable rather quickly. Finch brushes the sand with his shoe, and after a brief uncertainty, he reaches out for his notebook, nods, and strides back to the campfire. The poet? The poet sits in the company of Finch. The robot and the statue gesture to each other. The poet's laugh is slightly distorted, yet sincere, almost boyish in its cheerfulness. You don't want to disturb them, but the robot glances in your direction and waves invitingly. Howdy, Mars! How glad I am that you joined us. Our level of familiarity requires us to get to know each other better to determine if we like each other. That's why I'm here, I think? I wanted to talk to you. With me? What a pleasure. What's on your mind? Could you kindly tell me what's going on in Cradletown? Cradletown itself seems tired. The poet squints his eyes. Something in his forearm rustles as he corrects his hat in a haughty manner. Tired? I don't know how I could describe it any other way. It seemed old, even with people everywhere. And there were so many mirrors. Who put them there? Sheriff! He believed they were meant to protect the town, but until now I thought most of them would break. I'm glad they at least retained the hat tradition. Ask about his skills. My lens provides something similar to X-ray vision and a thermal scanner. These have many applications, from weapon identification, field scanning, to lie detection. But you asked about my skills. Oh, I excel in anthropology. This knowledge was provided to me after I was taken from my planet and introduced to a new software system, along with a different directive. When I fell here, my disk was damaged, and now my past is a bit blurry. Spaceship landings carry certain risks in typical cases, and a collision landing on an alien planet when you're not buckled up gives you even less chances. I think it was a wrench that hit my head and broke my lens. Good thing I didn't lose any data on my favorite original characters. Can you imagine? If I forgot about them, it would be as if they never existed. He's a writer, he's got OCs. But now I see I am starting to bore you. Let's move on. No, tell me about your OCs. Are you really a poet? I sure am. My official name is a serial number, which is, suffice to say, way less memorable than I desired it to be. Thus, I rebranded myself. I'm the poet, the sole poet of Notoria, and to my knowledge, I am also the only robotic poet within my home solar system. I find this rather dazzling, so do not confuse my title with modesty. Oh no. I am much more than just my code, yet to some, I am still a simple AI. I'd like to inquire what is your opinion of me. I mean, I hate real AI as it is, but this is a speculative fiction piece of art, so this is obviously a person. I'm amazed by you. You act just like a real person. In my world, AI was just getting started. You're far different from the AIs I know. Liberated, perhaps? I've heard that a couple of times. I take it as a compliment for the one who gave me the software that changed my prime directive. Now I can create my own art, not just admire it from a database stored on my disk. But I won't blame you if you only see me as a simple AI acting on its algorithms. Likewise, I see you as a cluster of cells. But maybe, in time, we will see more in each other than our original purpose. The world they're from... I don't remember, was this a he or a they? It literally just said. But, anyway, he did say that his memories are scrambled. I do only possess a few memories of it saved on my disk, but here it is. I come from a livestock farm planet inhabited mostly by cattle and robotic laborers. The only guests on our farm were occasional crewless air forces coming for supplies. I didn't even see a human being for the first 80 years of my existence. It was lonely until all changed. But let's leave this story for another time. Alright. I kind of want to give them the harmonica, because they seem to be close with Finch. Each character may receive 1 gift per conversation. Gifts can increase or decrease affection level. Oh god. It can decrease affection level. Some items will influence future interactions. Understood. Mars, you are so kind. Show me. Yes. Whoosh, whoosh. No matter how hard I try, no air comes through my speaker. Maybe if I shake my head. Oh, unfortunately, that doesn't work either. Maybe I'll use it to fine-tune myself someday. Okay. He didn't seem upset by that. Something clatters inside the poet. It rattles like a faulty turbine, and you both look at the hole in his belly. I feel like it would have been worse to give the harmonica to Finch. So, I'm not upset by it. Ah, you haven't met the most important member of our crew yet. The poet extends his hand. A little bird! As if on cue, a small bird flies out of his torn abdomen and sits on his finger. It stirs up the dust that is gathered in its nest, a small pile of random twigs and objects. Chirp! Her name is Lassie. She fell along with Finch, so you can say that 2 Finches fell that day. Ha ha ha! We are raising her together. Lassie jumps up and looks around, and when she understands that she has been called in vain, she jumps back to her refuge. Thank you for the discourse. Should you need any help, I'll be here. Alright, 2 more people. The one thing I have left is the Munu route. We can talk to Daedra or Battis. Let's talk to Daedra. Daedra sits before their tent, Zohan and the poet in front of them, keeping their distance. Don't worry, kiddo, it's nothing. Of course, it's just a book. After all, books happen to get torn apart all the time. It's just this particular one was important, very important, and... What happened? The poet found Daedra in his and Finch's tent. They were tearing pages out of his book. And I say that nothing happened. The kid just ripped out a few pages and ate them. Okay, so you're a child of whatever species you're a part of. Interesting, you seem so big and spooky. But I definitely see like a childish light in their eyes. Oh yes, they do that sometimes. Was that book important? No, it's ancient history. Come on, Mr. Poet, we'll write a poem with a twig in the sand and you'll feel much better. When they leave, Daedra pats the ground right next to them and waits for you to sit. While they are looking ahead at the campfire, their other pair of irises is pointed at you. Oh, that's not a childish gleam. That's 2 sets of irises within each eye. Creepy. Dead. Dead. Forgotten. What are you talking about? Ask about the writers. What do you think of them? Remorse. Desperation. Ennui. Longing. Are you talking about someone specific? And what do you think about me? No. Paper. I don't have any paper right now. Paper. Great. Ask about Notoria. Old. Very old. Kept satisfied, but more hungry now. Why? The planet's hungry? Partially. It tries, but fails. It dries out. Everyone tried but failed. They dry out too. Can you explain it more? Please, try to use simple words for me. Daedra wrinkles their forehead and begins to wriggle. They want to explain. They want you to understand. Their eyes shift. Their mandibles twitch. Daedra, I'm sorry. I won't nag you again, okay? Need paper now. You don't have anything else to talk about. Alright.
That was Daedra, a kid, a very large kid who seems to eat paper. Alright, let's talk to Battis. Battis takes a drag from her cigar, playing with her lighter. Gazing at the smoke, she stirs it lazily with her cigar. It twists and curls, forming a silhouette within the tendrils. Though she seems to be in her mid-20s, the weight of passing days has left a visible mark of exhaustion in her eyes. A faint grimace that frequently appears at the corner of her mouth suggests a deep weariness to which she seems accustomed. Still, her eyes dart around sharply, constantly searching, constantly watchful. Battis extinguishes her cigar against the sole of her shoe and stands in front of you. Whatever it is that we want, I'd like to talk to you. Let's hear it. Ask about... What do you do for fun, Battis? I tinker with things, and I think about cloud ships. What would it take to build one here? You could build an entire cloud ship alone? Nay, that's the problem. I was a decent shipwright, good at repairing ships, but I wasn't so good at building them from scratch. I've thought many times about what I need to build one here, but even if I had the right tools and engine, I doubt I could do that. I can help you find the right parts. I have looked for them and tried to buy some from traders, but they weren't any good. But it's nice that you propose it. Ask about tattoos. They're not tattoos. These are marks left by greedy hands. If you look closely, you will notice the lines of fingers. See? Haunting, aren't they? Someone did this to you? Maybe someday I'll tell you more, if I like you. I'm sorry that happened to you. Greedy doesn't mean uninvited. I am also to blame for them. It seems none of them want to talk about the worlds they're from, but I'll ask. My world. It's been a long time since I thought about it. I don't remember many things anymore. However, I certainly remember how it was diversified. It sounds from before that she's kind of from like a steampunk world. The war-tainted subworld and the upworld of hills high above the ground, between which one can only travel by cloud ships. I doubt you can imagine their horror and beauty. Ships gliding through the sky, cities built on the peaks of the lonely Dagger Mountains, abandoned monasteries where stolen dragons were auctioned off, and storms, many, many wild storms. I traveled on a cloud ship. There were times when we hadn't set foot on solid ground for months. What times they were! Maybe one day I'll share a few sailor tales with you. Alright, let's give you our other gift. Oh, really? You know I love gifts. What do you have? I was tempted to steal it from your backpack, but I'm not that fond of Muna root. Drinks made from it leave an even worse aftertaste than the cigar from tea, but I'll take it for emergencies. Battis nods goodbye to you. Alright, that's everybody. I guess we'll end the campfire. As each of your companions slowly makes a way to their tents, Battis keeps a vigilant lookout. You take a moment to sit on a log and gaze at the sunset. You return to your tent. A few minutes after you lie down, the mirror Ghost gave you before you left Cradletown buzzes in your pocket. Will you answer? Okay, so this is sanctioned by Ghost. He gave us a means of communication. I was wondering about, since all of these people were on the wanted posters, I thought maybe we had escaped. And, I don't know, had run in with this group of bandits or something, but Ghost seems to be okay with us being here. I want to hear what he has to say, because I'm very curious about the connective tissue between the first half of Act 1 and Act 2, where we are now. You pull the mirror from your pocket. You stare at your reflection in the mirror. Soon it blurs to reveal Ghost standing in the starship corridor. Good sunset, Mars. Talk to Puna? What would you like to know? Most of Notoria's landscape is pretty much the same. Rugged mountains and vast deserts. North, east, south, and west? Travel far enough north and you'll reach the burning sea. To get to it, you have to pass the giant dead creatures that wash up ashore. We don't use it as a means of transport because of its strange reputation.
The farther you stray into these waters, the stranger the melodies you'll hear from the depths. Sirens. Very few are brave or ignorant to cross the sea, and none of them return to tell the tale. Alright, this looks like a lot of dialogue options, so I'm going to take a drink a sip of tea, before I continue. East. If you head east, you're bound to get wet. Constant downpours have turned the desert there into a deadly, deceptive swamp. The inhabitants of these areas reject advanced technology in favor of magic, and they are fiercely territorial. Though the magic on Notoria is weak, they have managed to maintain it and have no intention of sharing it with outsiders. If you head there, you're sure to lose everything you own. Your belongings, your mind. The south is plagued by sandstorms and warped gravity. It can be crossed with the right means of transportation, but beyond that lies complete darkness. Doesn't the sun reach there at all? It doesn't. This is a refuge for those who escape the law. Anything that wants to hide from the light wanders southward. The west is our trading ground. The largest settlements are located there, and many of them have established trade agreements with us. We currently share a trade pact with the Water Kingdom, though we haven't heard from them in a while. Solo vagans often travel there as well, drawn to the various biome patches. Biome patches? Distinct terrains, often full of unique resources that differ from regular Notoria deserts. The rooted mountain range lies farther west. It stretches for miles and forms a border that we rarely cross. By bypassing it, it would take several weeks. The only way through mountains is the Boogeyman's Pass. Why such a name? Those who crossed the pass reported sightings of strange creatures. As stories have spread, the place has gained a bad reputation, especially since many solo vagans who ventured there disappeared without a trace. Descriptions of the monsters are incomplete, and nothing has been documented, hence the name. Beyond the mountains lies more desert. What a surprise. Our people don't risk traveling there, as we have no interest in these parts. Notoria is unforgiving. It gives us little and takes much in return. However, I have a feeling you will learn more about it soon. Ask about his skills. My skills? Well, I have the ability to find any information I desire. In fact, it's a curse, not a skill. How does it work? What do you actually do? I mustn't tell you. What if the curse passes to you? It could? No, I'm just teasing. Like everyone in my home world, I was born with the ability to cast curses. However, those of us who were cursed could not pass them on to others. At best, we could try to break the curse. When I fell here, I tried to break my curse with the help of the local magicians, but it didn't work. When I tried to get rid of it myself, I discovered that the power that allowed my people to cast curses was ineffective here, yet the curse remained. Ironic, isn't it? Why would you try to get rid of a skill like that? It seems useful at the very least. At the time, I thought it might help me get back home. It's a long story for another time. I think I saw an odd reflection in that pendant earlier. Is it magical? No, it's just a mirror. You'll find many of them in Cradletown. Do they mean something? Not really. According to one legend, mirrors attract a protective gaze, but in reality they simply enlarge the space. I kinda don't trust what you're saying about mirrors. I feel like you're using them for nefarious purposes still. Ghost delicately picks up his pendant and turns it in his fingers. It only reflects his face. My world. Filled with narrow alleys that wind between towering tenements all shrouded in fog. This fog has inspired our poets and become the subject of many studies. One of our legends tells of a powerful curse breaker who was once rejected by his lover. In his despair, he wished that she would never see the sun again. His curse allegedly came true, and an eternal fog descended upon my homeland. Not even the strongest curse breakers could lift it. As a result, my people only knew the warmth of the sun through history books. It was a harsh world. Our laws didn't allow for exceptions. They were strict and unforgiving. I used to hate it when I was younger, but now I understand it more. My people could curse anyone. All we needed were the right words and strong will. Now I see that the penalties must be strict enough to keep such a society in line. Your people could cast curses just like that? It wasn't that simple. To cast a curse, you have to be able to clearly express your intentions and actually mean them. It also depends on the person. Some people find it easier than others, but theoretically, yes, anyone can cast a curse. If anyone could cast curses in my world, there would be total anarchy and chaos. I'm sure they already do in their own way. They wish ill upon one another. Their words just don't have the power to be fulfilled in an instant. They require action. And what about blessings? Oh, they happen, yes, but rarely. How often do people genuinely wish good things for others with pure intentions? People rarely wish others well and mean it. I don't think that's true. I must return there. Why? It sounds dreadful. That's what it was like, but it was mine, and I left something important there. I plan to return for it. I'll let you rest, as you wish, and we can talk to Puna. Will she be covered in blood again? What happened? Oh, nothing. I just wanted to talk. To talk. On my break. Yes? Did I interrupt something? No, I was just drawing. Sleeping, I was just sleeping. Aw. She throws the sketchbook away so you won't see it. Ask about Nixa. I want to know more about it. Such a remedy seems priceless. Because it is. For two main reasons. Firstly, everyone's magic is much weaker here, as some folks can't use their powers at all. For instance, my healing abilities are much less effective here than they were in my home world. Secondly, no one has located Nixa's source. That's why we limit how much Nixa we give to people. I assume the sheriff has already informed you of this. But if it appears when someone falls, it should be underground, but it's not there. It's so frustrating. We've been here for so long, and we still don't know how it fills the craters. Why does it appear exactly when we need healing the most? Ugh, it has always bugged me. What do you think of it? A weird coincidence? Obviously not. Divine providence? Sure. I cannot confirm or deny this. I brought my faith in the Mother Forest with me. So far, I haven't been able to decide if the things that happen here are their doing, or if it's something else. It's been a long time since anyone has fallen, so we weren't prepared to collect Nixa from your crater when we saw the comet. The sheriff will certainly send Lema and Jocko there, but the storm has probably dispersed anything that remained. Ask about her profession. I'm the sheriff's deputy, and a healer. Extremely boring. Good thing that the need for healing was minimal recently. I couldn't handle dealing with people any more than I already do. Can't you change your profession? I never really thought about it. In my world, changing careers was nearly impossible. Here it's common, yet somehow, I can't imagine myself doing anything else. Old trees can't wander the forest. I bet you could change careers if you wanted to. What would you like to do? I enjoyed traveling with the old crew to the surface, seeking out solo vagans to make deals with, gathering resources, sleeping under the sky, chasing mysteries. But those days are gone. Now I belong to the clinic and sheriff's office, dealing with other people's drama as part of my routine. But it was nice to talk about it. I heal quickly. I can also heal other people's wounds. That means I regenerate tissue at will. Really? Yep. But I'm no professional medic. There are some lives I can't save, especially when people have lost too much blood or when their vital organs are beyond repair. I'm not a sculptor either. I can't simply create a missing organ from scratch. A wound or a cut is different. Same with a missing finger. It's much simpler to recreate. Okay, so if we had stuck a finger into the glowing flowers earlier, she probably could have reattached it. Some injuries are too severe for me to heal. And if someone isn't entitled to take Nixa, I can't help them. In other cases, I supervise the use of Nixa and moderate how it regenerates folks to ensure there are no side effects. If you cut yourself right now, I could probably heal the wound. However, your skin would have ended up looking like a tree bark. I also wanted to ask everyone this about worlds when I fell here, but I was too embarrassed. Anyway, I come from a world called Torka, home only to forests and my people. Perhaps that's where a belief that we come from trees originated. You come from trees? That's what our faith preaches. Trees are quiet, constant, and unchanging. They can't travel. We believe that the mother forest alters some of their children. Thus, creatures with limbs instead of roots emerge from trees, ones that could travel. That's so boring, I know. I was going to say cool. Oh, If you had spent your whole life being compared to an oak tree as the ideal of beauty, you wouldn't be so amazed. I'll let you rest. Mars, I didn't think you would get as far as you have. You're doing a good job. Take care. I'll go get the sheriff. Good night then, so to speak. The image in the mirror fades away, reflecting your tired face. You finally fall asleep, likely from exhaustion. Darkness of your dream feels distinct. It's charged with a sense of eager expectation, and you detect a faint sound. Please hurry, Talewarden. Ooh, who's that? Alright. Thank you for playing the demo version of Talewarden Riders of the New Day. We hope the story has intrigued you. It's yours after all. The full game will feature many secrets to uncover, a complete journal, 30 plus characters to meet, and 30 plus explorable locations. If you'd like to support us on this journey, please consider giving us feedback by taking a survey or wishlisting on Steam. See you there, Talewarden. Understood. Well, I quite like that. Fantastic demo. The writing was beautiful, as was the art. Both obviously very important in a visual novel. The characters and the world, or I guess like worlds, like different worlds that they come from, all so interesting. I cannot wait to learn more about all of them. Early favorites, I think, are Finch and the Poet. They're both very sweet, and I love the little statue robot romance they have going on. That's very fun. I did run into one little bug that was easily fixed by exiting the game and loading back in. I'm recording this outro after the fact, and I've edited around that because I know it's not representative of what the final game will be like. And I am very excited to play the final game. I think the full game is coming out in 2027. But if you're interested in wishlisting it or playing the demo for yourself, I will put links to Steam and itch.io in the description. Thank you again to Bucket Hat Cat for telling me about your demo. I had a great time. So, I have been Mars, and I will be back soon with another game. Bye!